Welcome to the challenge round. Here's the breakdown. The first competitor, standing 5 feet 9 inches, weighing 235 pounds, Darrem Charles. And his opponent, standing 5 feet 7 inches, weighing 220 pounds, Dexter Jackson. And we begin with the front relaxed. I have Dexter Jackson taking this one. Not by a huge big margin, but definitely enough to score a full victory. The legs is actually fairly close here. Dexter Jackson with the superiority in the size department. But then when you look at the feathering that Darrem Charles possesses, he definitely has some qualities that are desirable. But anyway, let's head on into the first pose. Here in the front double bicep. And I'm going to have to actually lean towards Dexter Jackson once again. On reflection, I believe he definitely would have the edge in the leg department. The feathering is probably not quite enough to catch up to the size, just the mass of Dexter Jackson's big wheels. But aside from that, I actually like Dexter's arms better in this here comparison. I always favored the biceps of one Darrem Charles, fantastic biceps, but compared to Dexter's, I don't know. I'm going to go with Dexter on this pose. I'm actually a little bit surprised. But anyway, let's head on into the front lat spread. If Darrem Charles was going to take any of these poses, it's going to be the front lat spread. Not a tremendously great pose for Dexter. I mean, he does look fantastic. But I feel that this picture here, whatever event this was of Darrem Charles, he must have just nailed his conditioning. Wow, just crisp. It's not quite as symmetrical as one Dexter Jackson, but who is? But I feel that his conditioning here and the overall just flow of this pose is enough to award him his first victory in this competition. But anyway, let's have a look at the side chest pose. I believe this side chest pose took me longer than any of the poses to actually decide on a winner. It's actually fairly close in my opinion. Dexter Jackson is probably winning on every other aspect besides the side chest, and you know me and my voting, but I mean, he's not losing by a tremendous margin. Their side chests are fairly similar actually. So, because of that, I'm actually going to award Dexter Jackson with the victory. Take a look at their calves here. I noticed they're almost identical, but Dexter's a little bit more vascular. Neither one of these guys is the king of the calf. But anyway, let's not make fun of their calves. Mine are probably half the size of them. Anyway, let's head on into the side tricep. This was another thinker for me, but there was something about Darrem Charles that I just can't put my finger on it. But I just find his side tricep pose just, I don't know, unaesthetic, I guess you could say. I just, like I said, I can't put my finger on it. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that he has synthol in his shoulders and biceps. I'm not saying that at all. But it just looks, I don't know, unnatural. I'm not sure. But anyway, having said that, and that just a ridiculous explanation on why I'm voting for Dexter Jackson, I'm going to award Mr. Jackson with the victory here. And at this time, I'll have these two gentlemen turn around and snap a rear double bicep. This is going to be another victory chalked up for Dexter Jackson, without a doubt. Of course, I always often say when I'm voting for say a side tricep, for an example, I'll really look at that tricep. But I'll be honest, and you guys must realize this by now, that in the rear double bicep, I focus mainly on the back. And as far as the back is concerned, Dexter Jackson is head and shoulders above Darrem Charles. But the reason why I'm giving this explanation now is because Darrem's probably winning in the arm department. Hard to say. But I cannot, in good conscience, award him the victory when I look at the back development. I mean, Dexter Jackson is fantastic. But anyway, let's, at this time, have these two gentlemen display their rear lat flaps. And oh my soul, terrible. Darrem Charles, with all due respect, has one of the worst rear lat flaps I've ever seen, or rear lat spread, sorry. Wow, I don't know what to say. He's got his shoulders way too high here. But in his defense, the other rear lat spreads that I've seen of his, when he doesn't reach his shoulders way up like that, he looks very narrow. And I guess this is all he can do. So the poor bugger, he sucks in this pose. But I will say he's beating Dexter in the calf department this time, which is not a great, huge accomplishment. But anyway, Darrem Charles is far from being able to reach himself back from this deficit that he's in. But anyway, we'll have these two gentlemen turn around anyway and hit a most muscular pose. And it looks like we probably should have ended it just at the rear lat spread, because Dexter Jackson is out of sight, I says, for this most muscular pose. Wow. And he's putting an exclamation point on his victory, because here is your winner of this challenge round, Dexter Jackson. Dexter Jackson will now await the challenge of another challenge round winner to do battle in the gladiator round.